Well, good Saturday afternoon to you, lovely ladies and gentlemen. This is a bonus deal because I rarely do weekend videos, and I'm doing this one today. So, on spring break, it's officially started, and I spent an incredible amount of time doing research and study and learning and taking in all types of information from various professional resources and sources so that I can extrapolate the data that I think can be then condensed into something applicable to those I have relationship with and influence with, typically through this media and those that I coach. So it's my desire to share with you the latest musings that I have been contemplating when I see how much divisiveness there is in the country in particular. I mean, there's always been divisiveness. There's always been people who think they are better than others, and therefore there's division created. It's been said, be very careful if you find yourself in a situation where you can walk into a room and feel less than. Has that ever happened to you? Where you've walked into a room and maybe felt less than someone else or somebody else or a crowd of people, maybe like you didn't belong there? Well, be careful with that. You may think that's no big deal, but here's the flip side of that. If you walk into a room and feel less than someone else or others, then one day you'll walk into a room and feel greater than or better than others. Does that make sense? So I have observed, and I'm observing, that there are really two categories of people that I'm gonna categorize, but not as a label, because there is a season connected to what I'm about to say. And by seasons, I mean like the seasons we experience. The seasons come and go, and the seasons change, okay? So here's the categories that I see, and I want to explain them to you so they make sense. I see hurt people who are hurting people. And I see healed people who are healing people. Let me say that again. I observe only two categories on planet Earth. Hurt people who are hurting people, and I see healed people who are healing people. Now, if you just accept those two categories as seasons in life, because guess what? Healed people will get hurt again, and maybe hurt to the point that they are no longer in a healing mode of others, because when you're in a hurt mode, you tend to be inwardly focused, and that inward focus tends to lead to an aggressive outward manifestation of hurting other people. You know, not necessarily because you want to. If you will picture, if you will, a Rottweiler in a dog pound, a Rottweiler dog pound that's been beaten or abused isn't even thinking about hurting others. But if you come at it, or you get too close to it, or you get around it, and it gets threatened, it will hurt you. And so will people. Hurt people will hurt people, not necessarily because they have an intention to be hurtful to people. They will hurt people because of their own woundings and their own challenges and their own unforgiveness and their own issues that create some toxicity around them that causes them to be defensive. And if you get too close, or you get too close to that wound or that scar, or you say or do something that pushes on that, then you will activate that in them, and they will come at you, not because their intention is to come at you, simply because you got too close too quick, or you pushed on something too sensitive, and then the next thing you know, sorry, I don't mean to distract y'all. Oh wow, that's funny. The phone's telling me I rotated my phone. I didn't rotate the phone. Silly phone, you're mounted to the dash. I just took that corner kind of quick. Hurt people will lash out. Hurt people will react. Hurt people will snap at, bite, put that toxic venom in you, not because they're bad people, but because you got too close to that hurt. You got too close to that wound. You touched it when it was still fresh or unhealed, and it woke something up again, and you happen to be the wrong person at the wrong time in the wrong place for the wrong reasons, and you got friendly fire and shrapnel from a bomb that was blown up over something else. Yeah, don't be stupid. Car full of, I'm not saying it was that they were girls, they were just like about 7 young girls laying around in a car that were literally going to back out in front of me. Could have been boys. It wasn't. Hurt people will hurt people. Healed people, on the other hand, will heal people. What do I mean by that? Healed people are typically folks who have gone through maybe identical things as the hurt people. They just got to a place in life where they said to themselves, I am done with this. I am done with lashing out at others. I am done with lashing out at myself. I am done with my low self-esteem. I am done with the relationships that I have that are being affected by this hurt and this pain. I'm done with that. I'm ready for something better. I'm ready for something different. I'm ready for something that doesn't suck. I'm ready for something good. I'm ready for something that feels better. I'm ready for something that is a better experience. I'm ready for a greater experience. I'm ready for something that's bigger and better than what I've currently been experiencing. And healed people, once they are healed, tend to not be selfish. They tend to have a compassion that is birthed from the death of that old pain as it has been resurrected to new life, kind of like the caterpillar going through that metamorphosis in that cocoon. Once they come out of that, they are a new creation. They are a new creature. They have a new energy. They have a new compassion. They have a new sense of their ability to affect the lives of other people. And now they have a mission. So the pain that they experienced and the hurt that they experienced has now created for them a survival guide, if you will, a survival guide that can now help others who may be hurting, that can now help others who may still be in pain. You see, healed people will heal people, just like hurt people will hurt people. Does this make sense? You guys follow what I'm saying? So hurt people are going to hurt people not because they're bad people, but because they're hurt. And healed people, now they're intentional. Healed people won't necessarily accidentally heal people. Healed people will heal people because they know what it's like to be healed, and they want to have the opportunity to be a blessing to others. Does this make sense, ladies and gentlemen? It gets me fired up. It makes me just pumped, you know? It makes me want to just shout. It makes me want to just holler, because you have a responsibility to be healed. You have a responsibility to bring healing to others. You have a responsibility to take the pain that you went through and the process that you went through and now be a blessing to other people. So, hurting people, if you find that every relationship you have is jacked up, and every relationship you have is toxic, and every relationship you have is disappointing, let me shed light on this. You are the common denominator in those relationships. It's probably you. Don't be condemned by that. Be encouraged by that and say, well, damn, if all my relationships are jacked up and toxic and messed up and untrusting, and I'm the common denominator, then I might have something to do with that. So I have an opportunity to seek healing. Well, how might you do that? I'm so glad you asked, you inquiring minds, you. You be ready to first believe that you can be healed. Number one. Number two, you seek those who may have victory in the area that you're struggling, and you maybe ask for some help. Asking for help is wisdom. It's not weakness. You have been sold a bill of goods, a lie that says it's weak to ask for help. It is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is foolishness to stay broken and hurting and jacked up and not seek help. That's just foolish. It's wisdom to ask. You ask for help. You look for help. Maybe you get a coach. Maybe you get a therapist. Maybe there's some medication that can walk you through the season where you can introspectively deal with some of the pain that you've gone through in the past, but you become an active participant in your healing. Okay? Healed people, what can you do? Healed people, you can be compassionate. You can have patience. You can have unconditional love, tolerance, and acceptance for those who are hurting, because you recognize they are hurting you or trying to hurt you or lashing out at you because they are hurt. And you can maybe help them along if they're open to that, if they're willing to be a part of that conversation. And here's what I would encourage you to consider, healed people. Consider this. You must fall in love with and be married to the process. And you must leave the outcome to God. You can't be married to the outcome. And you can't be committed to the outcome because you'll be disappointed. Because many times healing takes a long time. Hey, Miss Lindy, healing takes a long time for some people. And so you got to be committed to the process of loving on and giving unconditional love. You can't be married to or fall in love with the outcome. You got to be married to the process. So the next time you come across a difficult person, just think of this. That hurt person is hurting people. And have compassion. Whether that be a political or a real estate affiliation, since I'm in the real estate business, they're with this company and I'm with this company. They're bad and I'm good. Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit stuff. You just let it go and recognize there are hurting people and there are healed people. Hurt people, heal people, heal people. And can't we just all get along, children of God? Let's all do this thing right. Have mercy, have compassion, have patience for folks. Be committed to the process if you've been healed to help somebody else get healed. And if you're the hurt one, just know and have faith and believe that there is healing for you if you'll just first believe, seek some help, humble yourself, and be willing to get free. God will give purpose to the pain that you have endured by causing you to be connected to other people who may have gone through similar things, and now you be that lighthouse in their shaky storm of a life. All right? Love y'all. Have a great weekend.